Let me. All right. So we started this discussion by showing you that you could write text and it could become diagrams. It could become a visual, right? It's a simple example of multimodality in AI models, isn't it? In text went in and an image came out. Does that make sense, guys? A diagram came out in this particular case. So let us get to the topic of multimodal learning. What it is we have knowledge coming to us, information coming to us in many different formats. We have it as text. That's one way to express. Pictures are also expressive. They are a visual language. Video is a visual language. Sound, most of the time we are talking. So audio is part of our language. It's part of the way we communicate. Any form of communication is a language in itself. It's just a different language. We may express the same thought with words. We can express it visually. We can express it in video, right, as audio, and sometimes with gestures, right? So, for example, as sometimes clever politicians would do, I fully support it. Right? The gesture contradicts what you're saying, isn't it? So I'm just joking. So gestures are a language in their own right. For blind people, Braille is a language, visual. For hearing handicapped, sign language is important. All of these are languages. And so today onwards, we are going to expand our vocabulary of what it means, expand our horizons of what it means to say, you can talk to an LLM, right? You can engage with an LLM. It turns out that the state of the art in AI is that you can deal with many modalities. These are all modalities of the language, isn't it? If you think of it like this, these are just different modalities. There are many other aspects to the modality. I just named a few. Written word, spoken word, audio, sounds, chirping of birds, any kind of sound, right? Visual images, house, tree, this and that. You can describe any image in words if you want, right? Video, then sign language, Braille, and you have also a depth perception, right? Given an image, can you infer the normal, the tangent normal, and so on and so forth from the image? Image segmentation, what exactly? Where is the guy in the image? Where's the duck? Right? Those are all part of approaching images and image processing tasks, computer vision tasks as a language. Right? So suppose I were to give you a text input and say, can you show me in this picture of animals, which one is the duck? And the machine could put an outline around the duck and say, this is a duck. Okay? And also provide you a description and say, we notice that ducks are small little feathery creatures with webbed feet and a beak. That would be a back and forth with the language model. We are going to learn to do that. But in order to frame this code, this next 1 month, I'm going to frame it using something that's a remarkable project from Google, and your job is to completely reproduce it in your code. How would you like to do that? Your job is to completely reproduce it in your code. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Because first, let's have a project. There is something called Notebook LM. You can go to notebooklm.google.com. In the lunch break, familiarize yourself to it. How many of you are aware of what it is? Just heard about it. But I'll show it to you in action. We will start our course with a research paper called CLIP, which is foundational, which is really at the beginning of a lot of multimodal learning. And what I will show you is you can create a new notebook. You can upload a document or do whatever it is, give it a website link, give it even a YouTube video link. Should we try a YouTube video link? Let's see what paper reading I did last time. Let's do it in action. Actually, I have not done the YouTube one, but I will. And remember, this is all describing your project. And YouTube. Oh, multimodal learning is in progress. Let's look at the playlists. And in the playlist, somewhere there should be seminar. Weekly technical talks. Let's see what was the talk I gave.
Box dimension exceeding 300. See, guys, if you take 1,000 pixel, you don't want to. You don't
stop this. Let me see this entire weekly talks. 33 talks are there. Actually, there are over 100 talks, but my team has put only 33 talks. I'll take a talk, which is, might as well take this talk on sapiens. I'll copy its link, share. Copy. Let's try this thing here. YouTube, paste the URL. Oh, this didn't quite work. Let's go and try this in a more concerted way.
Obvious noise. Right? Throw away those.
And let's share this link. Watch. Okay. Let's try your luck and see if this honors that now. Okay, insert. I'm going to create a notebook which is going to do this. And I will ask, see what you can do. Do you notice that it has already summarized this video? Right? I can ask it to create, I'll ask it to create many interesting things, but I'll ask it to create a podcast on my video. Let it go. It will take a little bit of a time to do it. I'll ask it to create a timeline also, which it is doing. So I'll give it many tasks. I will ask it to create a study guide on my video. And here it is, right? Save responses are there. It will do that. And a table of contents. How many of you are already getting impressed? Right? And it is doing all of this while we are, look at this, notes, everything that I talked about. Sapiens, by the way, is a foundational human vision model. We will cover it in this course, right? You're getting into very, very, very exciting territory. Like if you're having separation anxiety from RAG and you feel we haven't done enough of it, welcome to the new world, and you'll see. Your job is to recreate this entire tool in this course. So this is it, paper reading. And if you go and look at it, sources, all sources, etc., let it generate, and you will see something else come out of this. In a separate thing, I will just do this again, notebook element. And it's making me do this again. Let's go. While this one is being done, I want to show you something. Today, I'm going to teach you the paper clip. We'll start. The first paper we'll read is clip. But instead of me explaining the paper to you, how about, it's on multimodal learning. why not have a multimodal engine explain this paper to you? So all I did is upload it. What I just did, what I'm doing in the other screen, I already have done here. Let's listen to it. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
I haven't listened to it, by the way, so I'm not cheating. I'm with you guys.
Hey learner, ready for a really cool deep dive
One
today?
second.
We're getting into
Let me share the sound better.
Can we put it in your mind?
That also, so that is the job that you will do. So remember, when you do this project, make sure it is Asif speaking.
Your voice is already trained, so you are keeping it.
Come again?
Your voice is already trained that you that.
Yeah, on 11 Labs, there is a model for my voice. I'll give it to
Hey learner, ready for a really cool deep dive today? We're getting into AI that can see, and here's the twist, not by like, I don't know, scanning a million pictures. What if we could teach it like we teach kids with words?
Yeah.
That's the crazy idea behind CLIP, and we're going to break down how it's shaking up image recognition. So first things first, what is CLIP and why is everyone freaking out about it?
Okay, so CLIP stands for, get this, contrastive language image pre-training.
Catchy.
Right, it's a mouthful. But the reason it's making waves is it kind of throws out the old rule book for image recognition. Instead of just relying on tons of labeled pics, CLIP learns to connect images with descriptions, you know, like you see a photo of a peaceful beach and it's linked to calm sunset, that kind of thing.
Okay, I'm intrigued, but how does it actually work? It still seems kind of magical to me.
Think of it like, a massive game of match the picture. CLIP learns by being fed this huge e-data set of images and text. But this is important. It's not trying to guess the exact words every time. Instead, it figures out how to connect the image to the meaning behind the words, the vibe, if you will.
So it's not just seeing a cat or a dog, it's getting the image on a whole deeper level.
Exactly. It's grasping the mood, the story, even if there aren't perfect words for it. That's what makes CLIP so adaptable.
And this leads us to zero-shot learning, which honestly, when I first heard it, sounded impossible. Can you explain it for us?
Okay, imagine this. You've got those AI models, they're like picky eaters, right?
Yeah.
Need 1,000 pictures of pizza before they know what a slice is.
Yeah.
CLIP is like a master chef. You describe a dish, even when it's never encountered, and it gets it.
So you're saying CLIP could recognize, like, I don't know, a purple striped zebra, even if such a thing exists only in fairy tales, just like a human could.
Exactly. That's CLIP's superpower. It uses language as this bridge between what it knows and what it needs to learn. It's like it taught itself to see through the power of words.
Mind blown. And the paper mentions some crazy results too. It sounds like CLIP isn't just some cool theory, it's actually beating the pants off traditional AI.
Oh, absolutely. The research.
So guys, I'll fast forward a little bit. Do you realize that this is not, how many of you can tell that this is not two real people creating a podcast? Right? And look at, I'll just go towards the end, last couple of minutes.
It's amazing. So it's not just learning patterns, it's learning about the idea of an object, like how an artist can capture the feeling of something with just a few lines.
You're spot on. CLIP is learning to represent objects in a way that's more abstract and conceptual than just pixels and colors. It's seeing beyond the surface, understanding the core of what makes an object what it is.
This is seriously blowing my mind. It feels like CLIP is showing us a whole new future for AI, one where machines see and interpret the world a lot more like we do.
I agree. It's a huge step. CLIP isn't just about computers seeing. It's about them understanding and interacting with the world in a whole new way, maybe even expressing themselves creatively someday.
That's an amazing thought. Well, expert speaker, this has been an incredible journey into the world of CLIP. As we wrap things up, what's the one big thing you hope our listeners take away from all of this?
You know, for me, CLIP really drives home how powerful language is. It literally shapes how AI sees and understands the world. So as we build these even more advanced systems, we can't forget it's not just about the code. It's the data we use, the words we use to guide their learning. We have a responsibility to make sure AI reflects the best of humanity. That's on all of us.
That's a really important message. The future of AI isn't just a tech challenge, it's a human one. And on that note, that's a wrap for today's deep dive into CLIP. Thanks for exploring with us, learners. See you next time.
How many of you are impressed at the potential of AI? Now I will show you. There is this, those of you who have used a podcast, there is a podcast called the AI Breakdown. And I listen to it every morning on my hike because I get my news as I'm hiking. And this is real people. So let me just try this. I'll play it on my machine and tell me if you see a similarity.
Students, welcome back to another exciting episode of AI Breakdown. Today, we're going to cover an impressive piece of work from the broad sphere of large language and vision models, LLVMs to be precise. The paper we're discussing today is titled Phantom of Latent Large Language and Vision Models, authored by Byung-Hwan Lee, Sang-Yoon Chung, Chae-Won Kim, Byung-Chan Park, and Yong-Man Ro. Currently, you can find this on the archive preprint server.
Hello, everyone. Ray here. Let's delve right into this interesting paper. Megan, could you kick off our discussion and help our listeners grasp what this paper is?
I'll stop here. Do you see the similarity, guys?
Yeah.
And by the way, this is, if you want to know, how do I know which papers to read on a given day? There are these podcasts. The moment the research papers come out, I listen to all of them in my morning hike. So by the time I come back, I hike 10 miles every morning. So by the time I come back from the bay, and what happens is that from the previous day, I usually carry a couple of research. Has anyone been on a hike with me before? Yeah. Yes. So I carry a couple of research papers with me. And when I reach the bay, then I take it out and read it. Right there. And usually is the paper that yesterday I discovered. Right? And I come back. That's how I keep up with the news. But guys, do you realize there was a time when not many people were skilled at reading research papers? It is a tough thing, isn't it? How many of you find it intimidating to read research papers, isn't it? I hope that after coming to this course, you're finding it a bit easier. It's easier. But what you do is, the way to read research papers is this. You first read the abstract and decide whether you want to even read it. Is it even relevant to you? So every morning, I read through every single paper that comes out in archive, in AI. It's a vast number, like 30, 40, 50 will come out. Archive.org. Archive.org. If you go to archive and you look it up, this is where all the research in the world is published these days, most of it. And there's bioarchive specifically for bio. And one site that is really uses archive sanity. I would strongly encourage you to go to Archive Sanity. I think it was Andrej Karpathy who started this. So what I do is I go to this every day and I read through all of the things. See, just reading the abstract, you'll know whether it's relevant to you or not, isn't it? So you shortlist it. After that, you start, once you have shortlisted it, but then you start reading the paper. Yeah. This is a common thing. And how do you get a hint that something big has come? From these podcasts. You can get a hint of that. So anyway, that is that. With that being there, let us go back to our problem. I asked you, give me 1 second. It's your lunch. Hello. Yes, this better. Okay. All right. Somebody will. So this entire world of multimodal learning, the question is,
If I may, just a quick thing.
yes,
There is an open source equivalent of Notebook LM produced by MIT guys. It's called PDF to audio. It does something similar, and it just came like 2 days ago.
right. PDF to
PDF to audio.
audio. Let's go visit it. And there are quite a few guys.
There's a
Speechify,
PDF and number 2.
PDF audio reader.
No, PDF is number 2.
Oh, number 2 audio. PDF to,
They are saying it's an open source alternative to
yes.
Notebook LM.
Excellent. Excellent. Don't look at the source code because you have to reproduce this entire project.
That is good.
So I'll make this problem a little bit more complicated.
Complication.
Yeah. So here's the thing, guys. This is your project. you need to take your RAG multimodal. You already have a RAG solution. You need to add images and videos to it. That's straightforward, right? So go index images and videos. Do you remember that we have done some amount of multimodal? Do you remember the first search lab that we did, Jupyter Notebook? What did we have? CLIP. We did CLIP. So today we are going to start by reading the CLIP research paper and seeing how it works. It will be the beginning of multimodal learning. It's an important research paper. I want you to go and multimodal that. I want you to do this. Not just this. I want you to take descriptions and any text and make visual representation, make mind maps out of the text. If it is a process, I want you to reproduce something in a simplified form that can do this. Now, if you were impressed that you can make diagrams easily, now is the time. Would you believe that you can do it? Take text and produce visualizations like this. You can do it. How? I'll let you figure it out as a team, each of the team. And there'll be a grand prize. Think of it as a hackathon now. There will be a really amazing grand prize at the end of it. What could that be? We'll figure it out. So that's it.
So this is maybe a little away from this, but it's still about image generation. So you know, ChatGPT, when you try to generate images out of creativity. So for example, like how does the reasoning, because this has a lot of logic involved with it, right? How does
diffusion
that
models.
work?
We'll do all those diffusion models and everything we'll do in this course. Now we are in the multimodal world. So everything under the sun that you have seen happen, now you'll gradually learn in this course. But learn a little bit of, like, if you want to go deeper, then you come to the other workshops. But you learn to do all of it. We'll do diffusion models. We'll do video diffusion models. We'll learn to create videos. We'll do all of that. We'll learn to create sound. We'll learn to do all of that. Write sound classifiers. Everything will come in this course. So today, I'm going to start now with the advertisement with this key paper. This is an old paper, and it is an OpenAI paper called CLIP. There is also a website for CLIP. 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 To visit this website, CLIP Connecting Text and Images. It was the first paper that really created a storm, right? And it meant a lot of interesting things. It was also the fact that you could do it without training the model with examples, what is called zero-shot learning. It was a great example of zero-shot learning in a multimodal domain. And people were completely taken by surprise that it could be done. But what I'm going to say is, you guys have the foundation to understand it immediately. It's very easy to understand. Given the fact that you understand sentence encoders, you will. And I'm going to help you understand this paper from the ground up. Let's do that. But you guys understand your project, right? And let the best project win. Create your own creative variant and a better variant of Notebook LM. Yeah, it should be able to work with videos. It should be able to work with PDFs. It should be able to work with images. Given an image, it should give you a very good description of what the image is. And while you're at it, it should be able to produce images for you. Creative images. It should be able to do everything, and videos for you. That's your grand project. And you should have RAG built in. Your version of Notebook LM should have RAG built in. In other words, if it gets a prompt input, it should contextualize it with the information that you already have. Right? So, do you think you guys can do it?
Yeah.
You will be able to do it. All right. I will now start explaining. Let me just stop this.